Hello. Welcome back. Okay, this little meal is awesome, just using mince and spuds. Really tasty, really cheap, really easy, and just another different thing we can do with mince. Alright, so the first thing we need is a couple of kilo roughly of spuds. So we peel the spuds. Large spuds you cut in 4, medium and small spuds you cut in half. Cover them in water. We're going to boil them on the stove top now until a fork goes through and it's nice and soft. Get them off the stove top, drain them in a big colander or sieve or whatever you want to call it, strainer. And once they're drained really well and all the water's out, put them back into the saucepan. Alrighty, spuds are almost ready. So what we need for them is we need 60 grams of butter chopped up. We need 2 eggs whisked up with a fork in a bowl and some salt and pepper. Now they're ready, we want to add the butter. We want to beat the shit out of it with a potato masher until we've got it lovely and smooth. Salt and pepper, as much or as little as you want. That goes to taste. Once we've got it nice and smooth, we want to just leave it sitting there for a couple of minutes just to cool down a little bit. Okay, a couple of minutes later, add our eggs. Mix it in really well. Then we want to either put a lid or a plate on top and set it aside. Okay, for the filling, the first thing we need is 2 brown onions, peeled and chopped. Alrighty, we need 1 kilo of beef mince. We need tomato paste, 2 400 grams of diced tomatoes, Worcestershire sauce, dry basil leaves, chicken stock, and some flour. That is all we need, my friends. Now the first thing we're going to do is we get a jug and a whisk. Yep, make sure you're on. Alright, now we're going to put 2/3 of a cup of chicken stock in there. And if you don't have chicken stock, you can use water. Alright. Then we want to put 2 tablespoons of plain flour in there. Whisk it up really well. Set it aside and grab out our fry pan. Okay, we want to warm up our pan on medium heat. A little bit of olive oil. Just a little bit. Alright, throw in our onions. We just want to cook them off for a couple of minutes until they're see-through. Now we want to throw our mince in. I just break it up as I put it in, it's a lot easier. And we just want to cook it out for a couple of minutes and brown it. Now we've browned it, we want to add our 2 cans of tomatoes. The whole can, everything in it. We want to put some cracked pepper on top. Mix it in really well. Now we want to add 4 tablespoons of tomato paste, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Oh yeah, baby, that's the good stuff. 1 teaspoon of the dry basil. Mix it in really well. Now we want to just turn it down a little bit to a simmer, and we just want to simmer it for a couple of minutes. Now give our flour mix another good whisk. Turn it up a bit. Alright, we want to put it in and bring it back up to boil, and then we just want to boil it out for a couple of minutes until it goes nice and thick. A couple of minutes later, it's nice and thick. Take it off the heat or turn the heat off, and we leave it sitting there, and now we can put it all together. Alrighty, now the fun part, putting it all together. Okay, so we need half a cup of grated tasty cheese. I'm just using the pizza cheese that I get in the packets. Half a cup of breadcrumbs. Now they can be store-bought ones or homemade, it doesn't matter. We just need a half a cup. And we need some paprika. We need a shallow dish, oven tray dish thingy-majiggy. Okay, and I think you need roughly an 8-cup dish. And we need margarine, and we're going to get some margarine and smother it all over the inside. Once we've smothered it in margarine, we want to use half the breadcrumbs, sprinkle them all over the bottom and around the sides. Once that's done, we want to get 1/3 of our mashed potato, and we want to just blob it all on the bottom. Then with a fork, we want to try and just sort of spread it over the bottom without moving the breadcrumbs too much. Once we've done that, we want to put all our filling in. Then just even it out a little bit. And then we want to blob our mashed potato all over the top. Then with our fork, we want to do the same thing again. Spread it all out nice and evenly. Okay, once we've done it reasonably evenly, just sort of get the fork and scrape it all through it real gently over the top. You want to make it nice and rough. That's how we get that beautiful colour to it. Okay, once we've done that, I want to grab our breadcrumbs and sprinkle them all over the top. And we sprinkle the cheese over the top of that. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, check this baby out, eh? Okay, if you're going to cook it up now, we preheat our oven at 180 degrees Celsius. We whack it in there for about 35 to 40 minutes until it smells and looks gorgeous. Because the filling's still warm, it'll only take 35 to 40 minutes. Now, if you want to make this up and then cook it up the next day, you can whack glad wrap over it when it cools down and whack it in the fridge. Then the next day, take the glad wrap off, preheat it to 180 degrees, and you'll probably have to cook it for an extra 20 minutes or so because it's come cold from the fridge. My bad, I totally forgot to say, before you put it in the oven, sprinkle a little bit of paprika over it. Mate, 30 minutes later and you have got a hearty meal for your whole family. It'll serve a bucket load. It's so cool. Oh. Now you can always halve the recipe if you're only doing it for a couple of people. 6 big serves, really big serves. 8 decent sized serves. Oh, why wouldn't you? Oi, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have yourselves an awesome night. I hope you try this one out. It's a really cool one. And you know me, I'll be back. Bye.